Brad, what did you see as the main issue out of tonight's game?
If I had to narrow it down to one, it would be that footy games are hard to win, and to win them in the AFL competition, you've got to pay the price, and you've got to. If you're going to win, you've got to go out there and win it. You can't hope the opposition loses it. And I felt tonight there was a stink amongst our group, and certainly the evidence is there for all to see that we were hoping the opposition would lose it, and we go into a bye and hopefully bank 4 points and move on. And that just doesn't work. It was, and there's one statistic that stands out. If the opposition have as many marks as Carlton did tonight without any pressure on them whatsoever, that's just pretty hard to win a game of footy.
How frustrating is it, the effort swing, from week to week, fortnight to fortnight?
Yeah, it's frustrating for everyone associated with North Melbourne, but and largely because it wasn't only defensively, that was probably the biggest issue, but offensively, we just played safe footy. Like, we were just really safe, refused to take a risk, refused to take the game on. And we know when we play our best footy, we're doing that. So it's not just effort. I think the effort is one thing, but it's more of an intangible than even effort. It's more just sitting back and hoping against sides that are below us on the ladder. And whereas when we know we play good sides, there's no hoping. You expect them to play well, and you've got to beat them and take it off them. And that was the message all week, that we had to go out and win this game, because we knew we were facing a galvanised Carlton side, and we knew they'd play well, and for us to win, we'd have to play really well ourselves. So we didn't do it.
You talked about marking being one of the factors in the game. Is that perhaps the key factor? I mean, weight playing out of the skin, Henderson taking it from everywhere. It's fair to say the game was almost decided in the air.
Well, I think that a lot of the marks, Waite and Henderson played very well. And full credit to Carlton, they played really well. But if I can't sit here and say, though, that we played well and they were just better on the night. I mean, they were clearly better on the night, but we would have liked to have put up a better performance and challenged them. And even though the game was well within our grasp, we didn't deserve to be that close. We put our defence under pressure. I mean, early on, they got scoring opportunities from our mistakes, and it's hard to defend when you make, terrible blues with the footy in hand, and they punished us for our mistakes, which good sides do.
What do you do with the week off now?
Well, we go and we review this really closely and keep working on why, we save our best for the best. Because I've said all along, I've been questioned throughout the week, well, why don't I consider us to be a top four side when we've beaten the top four sides? It's precisely nights like this. And I've got to keep working on finding the answers.
I'm just going to ask you, you must have tried absolutely everything by now, round 8. You must be totally exasperated. I imagine you've tried where do you go to now to solve it?
You always look in the mirror first. Clearly there's something I'm not doing I haven't found yet. So they'll just work extremely hard on finding out what it is. I mean, the thing is, we work really hard on a lot of parts of our game, and the system's good. We know the system works because it beats the best. But it's just developing a strong mindset to get it done all the time. Because it's really clear to me that that's the difference between us and the best, that the best produce it all the time. And even when a few things aren't going well for them, on the night they find a way to win. And it looked like we could scrounge together a win tonight at certain stages. But we had far too many players down, and that's a maturity thing. And I don't mean age or experience. I mean just, the good players stand up when required, and we had too few of those tonight.
There was a general feeling that you probably run over the top of them in the last quarter. Was that the feeling that you would come home? I mean, against Carlton, it looked like late in the third that you were wresting control.
Yeah, I had that feeling too, Mark. But we reinforced that at three-quarter time that we needed to win the ball in the contest. And look, they kicked some really easy goals again from our mistakes. Some because once they kicked a few early, we tried to open the game up. So we got scored against. We butchered some easy opportunities, but it probably just reduces the margin in the end. They were better than us. They deserved to win, and we deserved to lose.
Can I ask about Majak Dor? I know it was his late replacement. He came into the game in the second half. Part of that revival. Is this personal circumstance that all come into your mind when it comes to selecting him?
Yeah, of course it does. But I mean, Ben Brown sustained an injury last week that we thought he could get through, but he was still really sore pre-game. So, we went into the game hoping Ben would play. But Tarrant's injured, Curry's injured, Grimer's injured. We don't have many other key position players, but I thought Majak, particularly given his personal circumstances, played pretty well tonight.
How late did you make the decision?
Right before the game, about an hour and 40 before the game.
And Ziebel as sub, what was the mindset there?
Just missed 2 weeks, hasn't trained for 2 weeks, did some light work on Wednesday and looked good, but midfield the last 2 weeks been doing the job for us, and a little bit concerned about his match fitness, and that was the downside. But the positive was that we had a really good player to come on and bring on to lift our midfield, and he did that to a certain extent. But I'd make the same decision again. We had the inside midfielders to do the job for us tonight, but they were beaten.
Daniel Wells, how far off is he a chance the next 2 to 3 weeks?
We hope so. I mean, we're going into the bye now. He'll up his running load again. He's running at close to top pace, and look, I don't think he'll be too far away, but he's just got to get back into full training. We certainly miss him, but now it's a matter of, I reckon he'll be in full training after the bye, and then it's how much training we need to get into him before he plays.
So players disappeared for 4 or 5 days. Is that how it works for the bye for you guys?
No.
Or do you prefer to keep them on the track?
Win, lose or draw. I mean, we'll keep them going and see through the recovery phase of the game, and go into a pretty detailed review on Monday, and then train again early in the week and give them a few days off towards the end of next week.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks.